Hello, Sarah of SEK Handmade here. This is a kind of impromptu um, live here. So if you're catching this on the replay, that's awesome too. You weren't like missing some big announcement. I just was like, I have things to say. Let's go say the things. So I thought it would be fun to go live. This is about the Kellan scarf mystery cowl crochet along. I am super excited about the cowl. The first thing I want to say to you guys is thank you, thank you, thank you. I have I put a lot of work in up front to think through all of the pieces and the sections and the ways we can have community and build community so that we can really enjoy this time of learning together. And you guys have really you've really rallied, and I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I have. Seeing everyone's scarves and answering their questions and watching you all grow in your Tunisian crochet skills. Some of you from having no experience to feeling a lot more confident. Even those who have some experience who have just been enjoying learning new stitches and the community of seeing everybody's patterns worked up. It's been so much fun. So if you have not joined us, you should, and it's not too late. The Kellan scarf Tunisian mystery crochet along started 3 weeks ago. And each new week, I'm releasing a new section of the scarf. That new section teaches a new stitch or color work technique, and it's just been so much fun. This is a slow drip cowl, I'm calling it, because for two reasons. One, that if I'm being really honest, that schedule was dictated by the fact that I'm teaching a class along with this, and I needed a weekly schedule for the class. I wasn't going to be able to like schedule a class every 3 days or whatever, like you might do for some crochet alongs. So the releases were set based on the class schedule, but I am really finding that I am really enjoying the slower pace. A lot of people start a crochet along with enthusiasm, and as life gets in there and things get hectic and something comes up, you can easily get thrown off the schedule and end up losing enthusiasm, feeling defeated, like you're never going to catch up, and then just not complete it. And to me, one of the very best things about a crochet along is the deadline of it. I am definitely one who needs a deadline. I get easily distracted by other shiny things. And so having that deadline really helps me. But having a realistic deadline, I think, is really encouraging. And I've gotten quite a bit of feedback that people have really been enjoying the fact that, one, if you are a person like me who likes to have many projects going on all at once, you don't have to give up all other projects in favor of the crochet along. You can work your crochet along section and then go back to that sweater you were working on, or pick up those Christmas gifts you've started and work on those as well. So you don't have to be so laser focused, which is my personal crafting preference. And then if there's a technique that's a little harder or something comes up in your life, me lately, it's been sick kids. There's still plenty of time to stay caught up with the crochet along. Or if you like get knocked out for a week with illness, it's not such an overwhelming piece that it's hard to catch back up. So much so that I think even if someone joins in the crochet along right now, you could easily catch back up to us. And here's why. We have worked 3 sections. I, from feedback and from personal experience, feel like the first 2 sections, once you get the technique under your belt, especially if you have had some Tunisian crochet experience in the past, you get in a groove and you can work through those pretty quick. The third section is a little more intense, I will be honest. It's a color work section. You've got a lot of balls of yarn going on in there, but I think you could still catch up. The other reason I think you could catch up is I know what's coming next. And I very intentionally put a super chill section right after the color work section so that you could feel, at least I felt, and I hope you do too, some like on this week 4. Here in the United States, it's our lead up. It's the week before Thanksgiving, so there's a lot going on. And after a more intense week, I think it's nice to like feel the confidence of like, oh, I did that and I did it quick. And you're going to be able to do that with this next section. So even if you're just picking it up now, I think you could easily catch up. So let's talk about the 3 sections we've done. I made my entire scarf. I always make my patterns before I have them tested. So I made my original scarf. And if you've been a part of the crochet along or on my email list or checking out pictures that I've been sharing on Instagram or whatnot, you have been seeing my original scarf. I sent my scarf to testers. They all picked gorgeous, unique color palettes, which is one of the things I love about testing. But one of my good friends, Ashley of Wish Upon a Hook, agreed to test for me, which is, it's always an honor to have other designers agree to test because they're busy with their own designs. So I was so blessed to have her join me, and the whole testing group was really top notch. But she, even some of our other friends have said, hold up, you made your scarf in Sarah's color palette. And she did. It's bright, it's bold, it's gorgeous. And I was like, I think I need another one. So what I decided to do is I went back to my local yarn shop. I bought the original yarns I used are, let's see, I have them right here. They're 3 very solid colors. They're not even tonal. They're just straight out solid. There's no, they're not variegated at all. It doesn't go from light to dark. It's all just solid color. And I love it. But then I went and I picked 3 Malabrigo yarns. And it's 2, what am I thinking? 2 tonal colors. So they're a solid color, but they ebb and flow through light and dark, and they change as you work with them. And then I picked 1 variegated, and I'm loving how it's turning out. So what I've been doing is I've been working a section, taking it to my class at the local yarn shop, then leaving it at the local yarn shop for people to look at. Then I go to a Yarny social time on midweek. I pick it up, I bring it home, I show it to my Thursday virtual class, and then I work up the next section so that I'm ready to do it all over again. And I've had a lot of fun with my second scarf. I'm changing it up a little bit, which we can talk about how I'm changing it up, but I haven't shown it to anybody. I've been so in the routine of work a section, take it to the yarn shop, teach the classes, bring it home, work a section. I haven't even taken any pictures of my section. So I really need to take some pictures and get it out there. But you all are seeing it for the very first time. I've taken no pictures. I've shown no one except for people who are in my live or virtual class for the scarf. So I'm super excited to share it. So first, let's talk about the sections. The first section of the scarf is one of my favorite techniques. It was one of the first techniques I learned when I learned Tunisian crochet. And it's, I don't know about you, but I love a technique that looks complicated, but is actually really easy. And that is exactly how I feel about 2-color Tunisian simple stitch. Tunisian simple stitch is one of the first stitches that people usually learn. And this is just doing it in 2 colors. And it just gives a really fun look to it without really being all that complicated. So this was a great place to start if you don't have a lot of Tunisian crochet experience. I have tons of videos, and you'll definitely get the hang of this one. So lots of fun. Love the way this one looks on the back too. It almost looks like knitting and all those purl bumps, and then it gives really strong stripes. So that's fun from the front and the back. And also, it plays interestingly with the colors. So this is my gray. Here, I have my yarn right behind me. Let me grab. So this is, oops, sorry, make you seasick there. This is my gray and this is my green. When they are mixed together in the 2-color Tunisian simple stitch, you can see the gray kind of mutes the green a little bit. It's not quite as bold as it is when it's all on its own. So that's really interesting. And people in the crochet along have had a lot of fun, hopefully not a lot of stress, but several people have like worked a little bit and said, oh, I don't really like how those colors play off of each other, because it can be a little hard to see how they're going to play until they're actually intermingling like that. But people have made lots and lots of great color choices. I will link, I have not, I should make notes for myself here. I will link in the description links to the Make Along Facebook group if you're not watching this in the Facebook group, and that's a great place to come join and see color inspiration. Also, we have a private chat going on Instagram, so if Instagram is more of your thing, I'll link to my Instagram in the description below. Come on to Instagram, give me a follow, send me a message, and I can add you to the group so you can join us. And then you can see all of the cool color combinations that everyone has done for their section 1. So for my second scarf, I chose to go with my solid and my variegated. So let me see. I may need my 2 solid colors for this one are kind of a berry pink. That is looking sad on this as compared to how gorgeous it is in person. I need to take some really good pictures and put those up. My camera is not reading it in all its glory. And then this kind of olivey, foresty green, that's really gorgeous. And then, okay, I'm gonna step up real quick and grab my variegated because I was ill prepared here. Let's see, where did that variegated go? Here it is. And then I have this beautiful variegated that has lots and lots of pretty colors in it, including the green and the kind of berry colors. So these 2 then intermingled in the first section, and I'm really just in love with it. It's really, really pretty. The 2 colors are very subtle there, which is a lot of fun. So the second section is the Tunisian waffle stitch, and I am obsessed with this texture. I think it's so pretty. This does not look even slightly like crocheted waffle stitch, but it is a really gorgeous texture, and it's going to teach you a new stitch and combine it with the simple stitch to make that really beautiful texture. This is what my second section looks like in my second scarf. So you can see it kind of goes back and forth. I really love that you can still see the texture of the stitch even in the variegated yarn. So with my first 2 sections of my second scarf, I kept it pretty similar to the design. I want to say I had in my original yarn, which is Cumbria by the Fiber Company. Highly recommend the yarn. It's gorgeous. It works up super beautifully. It blocked out really nicely. And the company itself has been really generous that every time I tag them, they are so encouraging and they interact with all of my stuff, which is unusual for a bigger company. So recommend them, not only because their yarn is amazing, but also because they seem to be a very active and supportive of the community, which is really nice. So those cakes had about, I think it was 236 yards in them. And then this is Malabrigo Rios. I want to say they each had like 213. So I'm a little shorter on my yardage. And I think what I want to do with my second scarf is I'm going to make it an infinity scarf. So I'm going to seam the ends, and then I don't know, we'll see about this. I think I'd like to make some really fat, but maybe kind of shorter tassels, and then at the seam hang like some big fat tassels off of it. I don't know, we'll see. But I want to make sure I have enough yarn at the end to do something fun like that. So I'm mixing it up a little bit. So the third section of the scarf is an intarsia section. So all of these are intarsia color work in Tunisian crochet. This technique, I will confess, it's a little more finicky than the other ones. Managing, but like all color work, managing all of the balls that you need to work all of these different sections. It's a little messy. You got to kind of embrace the mess, and changing between the colors just takes a little more focus. But I think it's totally doable. Everybody that has worked on it up so far has made really gorgeous choices for their colors and has found their groove, I think. So I wanted this section to include all three colors in my original scarf. And so what I did was my gray is at the top of every triangle. And then I went back and forth, green, blue, blue, green, blue. And you can see they kind of link up, they kind of stack diagonally, which is a lot of fun. So that's what it looked like in three colors. I'm really hoping, though I don't know that it's going to happen, but I think it would be so cool to do this, to make this whole scarf scrappy. So each section is different colors, and then have this section be each triangle a different color. I think that would be so much fun. That would be a lot of ends to weave in, though. That would be a brave person who doesn't mind weaving in ends that did that. But if you work this as it's indicated in the pattern, each of these grays can carry up. So you have two ends for the gray in this section, two ends in the gray for this section, two ends in the gray for this section. And then each of these diagonals of a color can be carried up too. So you work this triangle, and then you can carry it over to the next triangle. And then you have to cut it off and go back to the other side. But there are fewer ends than you might think, which is a lot of fun. So then for my second scarf, I decided I wanted to try it with just two colors. And okay, don't be confused. Since I've been displaying this at the yarn shop, I've been slipping it onto a knitting needle to hang it in the window at the yarn shop. So yes, there's a knitting needle in here, but that's just how I found it easiest to display. So I decided for the section 3 of my second scarf to work it in two colors. So all of my bottom triangles are the berry color, and all my top triangles are the green. And I really love it. The other thing I decided was that since it was an infinity scarf and I'm on the shorter side, now that I think about it, I don't know that that matters. Everybody's head is relatively the same, but I wanted it to be nice and fitted around my neck once I wrap it a couple of times. So I want it to be a little shorter than the 6 feet that the original scarf was designed. So I did 3 sections of my color work, which shortens it just a little bit. But I really, really am enjoying it. And then I think for the next section, I'm going to go back to my variegated and do the next section in my variegated. And in my original scarf, my next section is in my green color, which is lots of fun. And that's it. That's halfway. There'll be 3 more sections. This next section is super chill. That's section number 4. Section number 5 is one of my favorite stitches of the whole. I don't know. Every one I do, I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. Section number 5 is really fun. We're going back to a little 2-color color work kind of thing. And then the last section is like rolling in to the finish line. It's a fun stitch, but pretty easy to do. And then we'll talk about binding off in pattern and everything. Lots of fun, all of the things. I do want to let you know, whether you're jumping in or you've already jumped in with us, that we are going to take a week off, which is another great reason why you can catch up to us if you haven't started yet. The week of November 27th, there will not be a new section released. That is Thanksgiving here in the United States. We're not teaching a class. I'm not teaching a class that day. So there will be no new section released that week. But if you are caught up, then I'm going to release a coordinating pattern so that if you are caught up and you want to do more Tunisian crochet over that week, you'll have something to do, and it'll coordinate with your scarf so that you can have a set. And then at the very end of the crochet along, I'm going to release one more pattern that is also coordinating so that you'll have a whole set of coordinating patterns to wear this winter. You'll be so cozy. And my email list gets the best discounts typically on patterns, but I'm going to have some special deals for people who are actually participating in the crochet along. So if you are participating, make sure that you are joining one of our groups, because that's where I will drop the special, the extra special discounts and deals and stuff. So I, again, have to say thank you so much. It has been so much fun chatting with you all, getting to know you better, seeing your color combinations, seeing your gorgeous scarves. And it's been a blast, and I can't wait to continue forward and see all of your scarves. So thank you for chit-chatting with me. I hope you had fun seeing both of my scarves side by side and what it looks like to work the same pattern slightly differently in different yarns. And my goal always, if you watch my videos, my goal is to help you grow confidently in your craft. I distinctly remember feeling, once I got the basics down, that I was missing a step. Like, if I was here, the next step of pattern was here, and I was like, my legs were only this long. I want to be that in between for you. I want to help you grow your skills and never have you feel like you can't do it, because you can. So I'm here for you to answer questions. There are lots of videos, lots of tutorials, and I hope you love it as much as I do. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday, and we'll talk very soon. Bye, guys.